This weekend we've got two big Melee events happening. On the East Coast, the MMOM Memorial, and on the West Coast, Genesis Black. And if you're unaware, When's Melee is a weekly article series posted on Friday afternoons to the MeleeStats.co website by my good pal Ding. So if you ever wonder what's going on for Melee this weekend, or are looking for a bracket link to those events, be sure to check out the site. That goes even for this week because there's even more events beyond these two to be on the lookout for. But on this special video companion for the week, we're highlighting these two events by interviewing some of the top talent in attendance. So with that out of the way, let's start with MMOM. The MMOM Memorial is being held on November 9th and 10th at the Lafayette Club in Massachusetts. All of singles will be best of 5 at the event. Doubles start at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard on Saturday, November 9th, and will finish on the same day. Singles start at 4:30 Eastern on Saturday, and will be playing up to top 48 that day. On Sunday, singles top 48 is set to start at 1 p.m. Eastern, and top 8 is set to start at 4:30 Eastern. As for top talent in attendance, at the very top we've got a lot of talented foxes like IPDW, Hacks, and Slox, who appears to be going by CC now. And then a whole handful of East Coast best: Toussaint, Calvar, Yasu, Fable, Project, Future, Slug, the list goes on and on. I spoke to Calvar the Marth main and the 2019 NEM Invitational champ about how he feels about his prospects in bracket, especially with all the foxes at the event, and he said very bluntly, "I intend to win." He also added that he thinks Ryzen is going to win his $100 first to 5 money match against Get a War Machine, which I'm sure a New Englander in the comments can give a bit of backstory to. And as for his picks for lesser known players that he thinks are going to go off in bracket, he said Janon, the New Hampshire Sheik main, and Cess, a Fox main who was ranked 13th on the latest NEM PR. I also got to speak to IPDW, who is a longtime East Coast resident who recently made the move out west, meaning that MMOM serves as the last hurrah to East Coast Cody. IPDW probably is the safest pick to win the event, seeing as he's the highest ranked player in attendance at 10th, but I wanted to know what he thought about his chances. Cody says that he doesn't like commenting on prospects because he just wants to do the best that he can, but he pointed out that he hasn't lost to anyone who's going to be in attendance at the tournament, besides Hacks, who he only lost to twice out of the 10 sets they've played, with those losses coming from 2 years ago. Jumping down from the highest level in attendance, I also got to speak to New England's own Project, a Fox main who claimed the 15th and final spot on the New England 2019 Fall and Winter PR. His ultimate goal for the weekend is to crack into top 8 at the event, which he even admits himself is quite a tall task, but Project says that if he's playing at his best, he thinks he can do it. His secondary and more achievable goal is to outperform his seeding, which we don't know as of the writing of this video, but should probably be public by now. Project says that he wants to do this to prove his inclusion on the PR isn't a mistake and that he's even better than his PR ranking says he is. And last, I spoke to Project about why the MMOM tournament series was so important to New England that it needed a memorial event to send it off. Project said, and I quote, "The venue provided this type of homey atmosphere and it really got me to interact more and made me love the community." He continues, MMOM wasn't my first tournament series, but it really felt more like I was in a community at that venue. I think I can confidently say that MMOM is one of the best series we've ever had, and definitely to me, one of the best I've ever been a part of. I think that description should really cue you into how important this event is for the region. And the last player I spoke to for MMOM was Dawson, a Puff player from Philly that is currently ranked 7th best on the latest Philly PR, who's making the drive up with a few other players from the region. Dawson says that he feels really good about this weekend, seeing as he's been very consistent lately, and doesn't see any real roadblocks matchup wise. His goals, funnily enough, were the exact same as Project: try his best to make top 8, but at the very least try to outperform his seed. And for others from our region that he thinks could make a dent in the exceptionally talented New England region, he singled out Chem, Soap, and Slug to be the ones to do it. And that wraps up our coverage of MMOM, but if you're looking for more information, check out the Smash GG link in the description. Now, over to the West Coast. Genesis Black is a 2-day event with all of the Melee bracket happening on Saturday, November the 9th, and all the Ultimate bracket happening on Sunday. Round 1 pools run from noon Pacific to 4 p.m. Pacific. Round 2 pools are set to run from 4 Pacific to 6 Pacific, and top 8 is set to start at 6 Pacific. The event is packed with many of the same talented players you'd see at any California local, like S2J, Lucky, West Balls, and Captain Face Roll. Hungrybox also announced just a few days ago that he'll be competing in bracket as well with his secondary Sheik that I don't think we've ever seen before. For this event, I reached out to a couple of West Coast players, and fortunately Squid and Kodoran both got back to me. Let's start with Squid. The Red Falco Squid is a name you almost certainly recognize despite the fact that he hasn't been able to travel much outside his region this season. I asked him about why this is, and he said across his whole career, he really hasn't traveled much in general because of the exceptional cost associated with attending majors, alongside the fact that he lives in one of the strongest Melee regions of the world, so he's got good practice and competition right at home. As for his performance expectations of the event, Squid says, in his words, that they're muted. Squid's reasoning behind this is that even though he's seen himself make good progress in the game, his results have been a bit all over the place. He does think that a breakthrough is coming relatively soon, so there's a chance we might get the seed here at Genesis Black. As for specific places he sees himself making progress, he points to head-to-heads with Kodorin and Faceroll, which he admits are quite negative at the moment, but he sees the light at the end of the tunnel. So keep your eyes out for Squid not just here at Genesis Black, but in the coming months to see if this improvement manifests itself. The other player that I got to speak to who will be at Genesis Black is Kodorin. The 12th best player on the SoCal Melee PR was recently thrust into the spotlight after an incredible 4th at Fight for SoCal 8, where he picked up a very valuable win over Ginger in a Game 5 set. With a win like that, as well as having W's over Eddie Mexico and Smash Daddy at previous Fight for SoCal events, I asked Kodorin what he thinks his chances are for appearing on the top 100 this year. He says he for sure cares about making it, but to him it feels like he's crashing onto it at the last second if he even makes the ballot. Kodorin admits that his first half of the year was a bit weak, but the second half is worthy of top 100 for him. He concluded his remarks on it saying that if he doesn't make it this year, he thinks he'll for sure make the cut when the ranking rolls around this time next year. But as for the present and this event in particular, Kodorin has a simple goal for the event: win against the players he's supposed to beat and improve on his weaker player and character matchups. And for other lesser known players he thinks could pull off some upsets this weekend, his picks are Franz Doc and Crudo Sheik. And if you're looking for more information about the event or are looking for the full list of attendees to make your pick on who you think is going to finish in the top 8, check out the link to the Smash GG page down in the description. And that about does it for this video. Let me know how you think these events are going to play out down in the comments below. Don't forget to check out the When's Melee article this Friday afternoon to see all the other exciting events going on this weekend. Also, let me know what you think about this different style of event preview video too. And if you enjoyed content pieces like this, consider subscribing to the channel and supporting on Patreon or by subscribing to me over on twitch.tv where I stream weekly content. And that about does it for me. I've been SaveAsUntitled, and I will see you guys next time.